Ladies and gentlemen, how do?
Hello, all you lovely people. Today I bring you some good news. And yes, I know that is a very rare thing these days, especially coming from the land of Trumpstein. The US had what is called an off-year election in which the Democrats swept the board this coming a year after former Vice President Kamala corporate Democrat Harris suffered an electoral beating by President Dementia Donny, where she got spanked and sent to bed without her cocoa and digestive biscuit by a dementia-ridden old man who wears Depends nappies because she was too busy palling around with neocons like the Cheneys and listening to her donors instead of to the voters. She should take her fair share of responsibility for Trump being in power. And yes, I know that this will upset the Kamala fanboys like the dumb numpty that banned me for telling him that he knew nothing about US politics as he carried on emptying his box of Kleenex as he knocked one out over his beloved Kamala, and hell no, she should not even consider running again, not even as the governor of California. Democrats across the country, from Virginia to California, notched up major victories in a sign of growing momentum ahead of next year's midterm elections. In Virginia, Abigail Spanberger soundly defeated Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears, reports say.
About the importance of this race, thank you for recognizing that when we went person to person engaging, that we could bring people not just into supporting our campaign, but into engaging in our democracy. Thank you. We won this race because of you. And thank you to my family. To my husband, Adam. My partner in everything, I love you with my whole heart. I am grateful for you. And it is very strange to declare my love for you in front of millions of people. But every adventure we have ever been on has been worth it because you have been by my side. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I cannot wait to see what the next couple of years bring. To my daughters, Claire, Charlotte, and Catherine, you inspire me and motivate me every single day. Everything I do to build a better future for you and for all of Virginia's children, and I am so proud of you every single day. I am lucky to be your mother. And Catherine, you did not clean your room today as you promised me. She's working on it. If I was working on it, we wouldn't have won this election, okay? I've talked a lot throughout this campaign about the importance of service and how it's shaped my life and my approach to public office, and that all came from my parents. But this commitment to service, it is not unique to my family. It's ingrained in so many of Virginia's families. It is part of Virginia's story. Here in Virginia, this is where American democracy was born and where we are still working to perfect it today, where James Madison built the framework for our Constitution to protect us from tyranny, where Washington and Jefferson fought to establish a government of, by, and for the people. It is also the place where Barbara Johns, a 16-year-old student from Farmville, led a walkout of students that became part of the Brown versus the Board of Education case to integrate public schools. Barbara Johns never gave up, and she showed us that no matter your age, you can be part of the change and the progress that you want to see here in Virginia and across the nation. We are a nation founded on ideas, but we are a country where it is up to us, the citizens, who must put those ideas into action. It is us, the citizens, who work to make the change and progress and build upon the foundations laid out over so many years. And Virginia, now it is our time to lead. Tonight, it's hard not to reflect on the nearly 2-year journey that we've taken together on this campaign. And just a few minutes ago, Adam said to our daughters, "Your mom's gonna be the governor of Virginia." And I can guarantee those words have never been spoken in Virginia ever before. It's a big deal that the girls and the young women I have met along the campaign trail now know with certainty that they can achieve anything. It's a big deal to the women older than I am who forged the path in dreams, hard work, and in a belief that change and progress would be possible so that so many of us could follow in their footsteps in any career, in any role, in any challenge. The history Virginia is making tonight, it is yours. And I thank those who have come before me, and Mary Sue Terry in particular. She was the first woman elected statewide in Virginia. And because of her and the continued work of so many, there will be many more women to come for generations to come.
In New Jersey, which last year saw hordes of voters move toward Trump, projections say Democratic Rep. Mikey Sherrill won against Republican businessman Jack Ciattarelli.
The governor-elect Mikey Sherrill giving voice to what is undoubtedly a bounce-back moment for Democrats in New Jersey. What do I mean by that? Well, 4 years ago, Kamala Harris, as the Democratic nominee for president, underperformed Joe Biden by 400,000 votes. Tonight, Mikey Sherrill, the Democratic nominee for governor, wins easily, somewhat handily, somewhat surprisingly large, in a margin of victory over Jack Ciattarelli, the Republican nominee for governor.
Next door, in New York City, voters chose progressive Zohran Mamdani and his progressive platform over the more centrist and very handsy former Democratic New York governor, Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you, my friends. The sun may have set over our city this evening, but as Eugene Debs once said, I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity. For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty. I I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name as we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few.
In California, the voters overwhelmingly voted yes on Proposition 50, allowing for the early redistricting of the state. This was Gavin Newsom's response to Trump gerrymandering in Texas.
Well, good evening, everybody. And let me underscore, it's been a good evening for everybody, not just the Democratic Party. But what a night for the Democratic Party. A party that is in its ascendancy. A party that's on its toes, no longer on its heels. From coast to coast, sea to shining sea. But it was not just a victory tonight for the Democratic Party, it's a victory for the United States of America, for the people of this country, the principles that our founding fathers lived and died for. And so we're proud. We're proud here in California to be part of this narrative this evening. We're proud of the work that the people of the state of California did tonight to send a powerful message to an historic president. Donald Trump is an historic president. He is the most historically unpopular president in modern history. In every critical category, Donald Trump is underwater. He promised to make us healthier. He promised to make us wealthier. We're sicker and poorer. And he fundamentally understands that. Why else would he call Greg Abbott saying he's entitled to 5 seats? Why else is he trying to rig the midterm elections before one single vote is even cast? He understands his position at this moment in the United States of America. One thing he never counted on, though, was the state of California. Instead of agonizing over the state of our nation, we organized in an unprecedented way in a 90-day sprint. People from all over the United States of America contributed their voices and their support for this initiative. We stood tall and we stood firm in response to Donald Trump's recklessness. And tonight, after poking the bear, this bear roared.
Massive shout out to the lads over on ALLSharts AI for making my words come to life. Say hello to them. Well, folks, if you enjoyed this video, then not only are you lovely people, but you also have great taste, and you should also subscribe to the Two Davies for news and politics from a very Scottish perspective, and that rantastic Mr. McGuinness. You should also subscribe to Mr. Daily Blasé's channel for merriment, mischief, and the Friday frolics. Cue growling cat.